Our mind. It's the most complex and fascinating structure we know of in the entire universe. It allows us to gaze at the stars, to question our own existence, and to compose symphonies. But this inner cosmos is not a single unified entity. Instead, think of it as a vast landscape, a grand canyon of thought, carved over millennia of evolution. Within this canyon, there are different layers, different strata of awareness. We often only perceive the sunlit rim, the part we call our conscious mind. But beneath that surface lies a much deeper, more mysterious world. A world that holds the keys to who we are, why we do what we do, and the very fabric of our personal reality. We can explore this inner universe by dividing it into three main regions: the conscious, the subconscious, and the unconscious. These aren't physical places you can pinpoint in the brain, but rather concepts that help us understand how our mental processes work. It's a model, a map to navigate the intricate territory of ourselves. Like astronomers mapping the cosmos, we use these models to make sense of the vastness within. Each level has its own rules, its own language, and its own profound influence over our journey through life. Understanding these layers is the first step toward understanding the most intricate machine in the known universe. You. Imagine your mind is like a giant iceberg floating in the ocean of existence. What you see above the water is just a tiny fraction of the whole. This visible part is your conscious mind, the part you're using right now to read these words and process their meaning. It's the captain on the bridge of the ship, aware of the immediate surroundings and making deliberate decisions. But the captain doesn't see the massive structure of ice hidden beneath the waves. This hidden bulk, far larger and more powerful, represents your subconscious and unconscious minds, guiding the ship's course in ways the captain may not even realize. This journey into the mind is one of the greatest adventures we can undertake. It requires no spaceship, no telescope, just a willingness to look inward. By exploring these different levels of awareness, we begin to see the hidden forces that shape our thoughts, our feelings, and our actions. We start to understand why we have certain habits, why we dream the things we dream, and why we are drawn to certain paths in life. It's a voyage of self-discovery, a personal odyssey into the cosmos within. And like any great exploration, it begins with a single simple question: what am I made of? Let's begin our exploration at the surface, with the conscious mind. This is the part of your mind that you are aware of at any given moment. It is the voice in your head, the one that is currently thinking about these sentences. Your conscious mind is responsible for logic, reasoning, and willful decision-making. When you decide what to have for breakfast, when you solve a math problem, or when you choose to learn a new skill, you are using your conscious mind. It's the CEO of your mental corporation, actively analyzing data, setting goals, and directing actions based on the information it has right in front of it. The conscious mind is like the spotlight on a vast, dark stage. It can only illuminate one small area at a time. Its capacity is limited. You can only consciously focus on a few things at once, a phenomenon known as your working memory. Try to juggle 7 different ideas simultaneously, and you'll feel the strain. This is why multitasking is often less efficient than we think. Our conscious spotlight is simply jumping rapidly from one spot to another, never truly resting on multiple points at once. It processes information sequentially, one thought after another, in a linear and orderly fashion. Think about your day so far. You consciously decided to get out of bed. You consciously chose the clothes you are wearing. You are consciously reading this text and making sense of the words. These are all acts of the conscious mind. It is the part of you that learns, that questions, and that experiences the world with immediate awareness. It's what you identify as you. It operates on the principle of reality, understanding cause and effect, and navigating the physical world with intention and purpose. It is the logical, analytical, and present moment part of your being. However, the power of the conscious mind, while significant, is dwarfed by what lies beneath it. It's the tip of that great iceberg. It may be the part that feels the wind and sees the sun, but it is moved by the immense unseen currents acting on the much larger mass below the water. The decisions it makes are heavily influenced by the vast reservoirs of information stored in the deeper levels of the mind. To truly understand why we think and act the way we do, we must take a deep breath and dive below the surface into the next realm of our inner world. Now, we dive just below the waterline into the realm of the subconscious mind. This layer is not in your immediate awareness, but but its contents can be accessed with a little effort. Think of it as a massive, super-efficient filing clerk or a computer's hard drive. It stores everything you've ever experienced, every sight, every sound, every thought, every emotion. Your memories, your beliefs, your ingrained habits, and your learned skills all reside here. When you recall a childhood memory or effortlessly ride a bicycle without thinking about the mechanics, you are pulling information from your subconscious. The subconscious is the seat of your habits and automatic behaviors. When you first learned to drive a car, you had to consciously think about every single action. Check the mirrors, press the pedal, turn the wheel. It was exhausting. But after a while, these actions became automatic. They were programmed into your subconscious mind. Now, you can drive while having a conversation or listening to music, with your subconscious handling the complex task of operating the vehicle. It's an incredibly powerful system designed to free up your conscious mind to focus on other things. This part of your mind is also the home of your emotions and feelings. It operates on autopilot, running the programs it has been given throughout your life. It doesn't question whether a belief is right or wrong. It simply accepts it as true and acts accordingly. If you were taught as a child that public speaking is terrifying, your subconscious will trigger a fear response, a racing heart, sweaty palms, whenever you have to speak in front of a group, even if your conscious mind knows there is no real danger. It is simply running an old, ingrained program. The subconscious communicates through feelings, images, and dreams. It's not logical or analytical like the conscious mind. It's more like an artist than a scientist. This is why a certain smell can instantly transport you back to your grandmother's kitchen, or a song can evoke a deep sense of nostalgia. Your subconscious has linked that sensory input to a powerful emotional memory. By understanding this level of mind, we can begin to understand our automatic reactions and even work to reprogram the habits and beliefs that no longer serve us, becoming more deliberate architects of our own behavior. Finally, we descend into the deepest, darkest, and most mysterious part of the iceberg, the unconscious mind. This is the vast abyss, far below the reach of our everyday awareness. Sigmund Freud, a pioneer in mapping this inner world, believed this realm was a reservoir of primitive drives, instincts, and memories so painful or traumatic that they have been repressed and hidden away from our conscious view. These are the things we are not aware of and in most cases cannot become aware of without significant effort, perhaps through therapy or deep introspection. The unconscious mind is the source of our most primal instincts, such as the fight or flight response, the automatic survival mechanisms hardwired into our biology over millions of years of evolution. It also houses deep-seated desires and fears that shape our personalities and behaviors from the shadows. According to psychoanalytic theory, unresolved conflicts and repressed traumas stored in the unconscious can manifest in our conscious lives as anxiety, phobias, or unexplainable patterns of behavior. It's the hidden puppeteer, pulling strings that make us dance in ways we don't consciously understand. Unlike the subconscious, which stores learned behaviors and memories, the unconscious is not easily accessible. Its contents are actively kept from our awareness because they may be threatening to our sense of self. Dreams are often seen as a window into this hidden world, a place where the unconscious can communicate in a symbolic language of images and stories. A recurring nightmare, for example, might be the unconscious mind's attempt to process a deeply buried fear or trauma, presenting it in a disguised form that the conscious mind can handle. Understanding the existence of the unconscious mind is crucial. It helps us appreciate that we are not always the rational masters of our own destiny that we believe ourselves to be. There are powerful, ancient forces at play deep within us, influencing our choices, our attractions, and our aversions. While the conscious mind steers the ship and the subconscious runs the engines, the unconscious mind represents the deep ocean currents that silently and powerfully guide the vessel's journey across the sea of life. Recognizing these hidden currents allows for a more complete and humble understanding of the human experience.